Okay, here goes. First attempt at creating a Starcraft 2 replay video. Me playing on Darkness Sanctuary against a Zerg player. Let's start it up. So I was inspired to start this video series by watching other casters such as Loco and Winter from Winter Gaming. I started playing StarCraft when it became free to play. Now that said, I have a long history with StarCraft because the first game came out when I was a freshman in high school. And my friends and I immediately recognized what a fantastic game this is and started going to PC Bongs to play this. That was our weekly ritual on the weekends after school, when computers got a little bit cheaper and we were able to run the game at home. We would play then, and things like BattleNet really changed the landscape. Anyway, you know the history. So I've been watching a lot of Terran Pro games lately, and what I've noticed is that they have a lot of success with the 1-1-1 style. So that's kind of the thing I've been going for. Now, I am a Silver League player. Currently rank 1 Silver, but Silver nonetheless. I am not very good. So if you're watching this video to try to understand how to become a better player, I got some news for you. It's not going to happen. Again, I'm doing this because I'm inspired by other guys that I watch on YouTube and Twitch, and I want to see if I could do it. So I'm going to try this out. So as you can see, I'm going to 1-1-1. My opponent has elected to go 2 hatch before the pool, send out his overlords scouting. This map irritates, I think, everybody. I'm not even sure if this map has really been cracked yet, because you don't know where your opponent's going to spawn. Almost every other map you spawn diagonally from each other. This map, for some reason, you can spawn at any of the corners, and it doesn't give you an advantage in that way, and that's huge because you spend a lot of time scouting and looking, and you have a 1 in 3 shot of getting it right the first time. As you see, I have my Reaper out here getting it wrong. He's got his Lings out, getting it wrong. Got an Overlord out, getting it wrong. Now this is interesting. He knows where I am, but he's sending his Lings to the top left. Interesting. I have not watched this game yet, so this is fresh from me playing it. He's also still sending his Overlord up here, which I think is interesting. Yeah, not really quite sure what the strategy is there. Anyway, so my slow 1-1-1 is almost ready. I'd like to have 1-1-1 started by the 3-minute mark if I can. I'm getting better with my timing. This is a work in progress, and usually what happens to me when I play is that I get my 1-1-1 and then I just kind of don't know what to do, so I start making things, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. That said, I can get into what I like to call SimCity mode, where I start building buildings and don't produce units, so I'm trying to break this habit. This is not SimCity. As much as you would like to have a cool looking base like Innovation or any of the advanced Terran players, what's better that I've learned is to crank units. Loco often says this, that StarCraft 2 is sometimes just a numbers game. You can't really be expected to win games if you don't have an army. All the structures in the world are not going to help you. Being supply blocks, it's another thing that I even see the pros get hammered on. So I've kind of adopted this method of 1-1-1ing And then when I get to that 31 supply, I have another supply depot going. Now, as you can see, I had to drop one because then that kind of wastes an opportunity for a mule. But it, you know, and then idle SCVs killing me, always killing me. I'm always finding that. I know there's a hotkey for idle SCVs, another one just sitting. Got some guys up here, you know, when widow mines are not burrowed, they don't do anything. So luckily, I had this lucky scout that I saw this attack coming, so I knew that I could bring my widow mines down and my marines with the medevacs. Now I do this sometimes too out of freak out, and I think this is why you get better as you play this game more, as you start to learn to control your freakouts. This should be morphed into an orbital immediately. This should not be cranking SCVs, especially SCVs that aren't sent to do work. Right now, I just spent $100, you know, for no real reason when I could have spent $150 and had a mule that brings in 300. Now those, there was great connects on those widow mines, but roaches are armored and they beat the shit out of marines. So you need to have more than this. I should have had another factory queued up to make siege tanks as soon as I saw that there was roaches. But instead, I have SCVs sitting doing nothing because I'm busy watching myself, you know, microing this one SCV and this guy here. Now, I have this poor strategy of also hotkeying my buildings and not hotkeying my units. In future, I'm going to work on not hotkeying my units. Sorry, not hotkeying my buildings as a priority. It is good because when I'm away, say I have my entire army on the, see more roaches coming in. When I have more, he has almost nothing except roaches. If I had tanks out right now, he'd be dead. Some dropper lords, overseers. He wouldn't have a prayer, but you know, instead I'm making bunkers and not filling them up. And this is when I decided, you know what? This is what I see the pros do. They get liberators. Liberators are extremely powerful against Zerg. I had a game the other day where I had 4 liberators and I was able to completely wipe out a Zerg's Ultralisk since they're, you know, a hard counter. Again, I'm not warping in my orbital because I'm busy looking at whatever else, scared because, you know, he freaked me out with his army, worried that he's going to crush me right now. So gaining a foothold on your fears when you see an attack coming, I think is really powerful. And also killing overlords that are sitting inside of your base much quicker. Another thing you should do is not have any of these structures sitting around when you have, you know, I don't have a ton of minerals, but I need to be spending them. These should be lit up. I'm oversaturated here. My opponent's still sitting on 2 bases, got a spire. I'm not scouting at all. I have no idea any of this is going on. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, but I'm dead, basically. I know that he has a huge force sitting out here, but, you know, I watched some programs, and this is what they did. They made liberators, and they said, get your liberators out. And I was like, okay, get some widow mines for some splash. Got some high DPS units with my marines and my cyclones. Dropping mules now, so I'm starting to recover. Let's see, my resources are probably increasing a little bit, and I'm not doing as bad now. I'm starting to level out. I did scan him. See that that scan was poorly placed, but you know, my opponent is not spreading creep at all, which is something that he should have been doing. He comes in with all in. I got marines in this bunker. Lands a good corrosive file. My liberators are just chewing up these roaches though, and this is what happens. I bring in a couple more libs. He doesn't target fire them down with the corrosive files. Instead, he's going after the marines, and my liberators are just, you know, these guys don't shoot up, as Loka would say, and I'm just gonna take them out slowly. But this is not what wins me the game. I even lose my CC because I'm too busy microing these liberators. I don't repair. But my liberators are still alive. They're extremely powerful. And then I get the bright idea to send them across the map. And I think, okay, well, maybe this time. Now he's got lots of overlords out. For some reason, they're all headed to me. What you may not know is that liberator missiles, when they're in non-air mode, they do splash damage. So you can see that I go, wait a minute. These overlords are just sitting here. These missiles aren't very good. They're more like tickle missiles, but we don't win. You have a bunch of overlords sitting here and no one else defending them. I'm going to try to supply block my opponent. And you know what? He has 4 more sitting here. And you can see he's not even getting anywhere near supply block yet. He takes out even one of my liberators. And then I just go back and siege up and building another command center. Got his mutas and his roaches now, so I know he has a spire out. Again, no spreading of creep, which is, I don't play Zerg, but I know that it's a very important component now. Scarlet made that very obvious in a couple of tournaments a while ago. So he almost had the right idea. He was going to go around and he was going to take out my mineral line, and he probably would have won the game if he did that. But instead he moved onto me and realized, you know what, I don't have any way of winning this right now. Even though I have more mutas out, and he just gave up. So yeah, that was that. A very interesting game. I did not expect to win. I played extremely poorly, and my opponent was continuously attacking, but for some reason, that was it. Now, he may have had to go to the bathroom really bad, and so he just quit. You never know. Anyway, that was my first attempt at a StarCraft 2 replay cast. I probably didn't move the camera around as much as I should, but as you can see, there was not a lot going on. Yeah, thank you for watching, and if you would like to see more of these videos, you know, tell me, leave a comment, subscribe to this newly formed channel, and I will keep working on this. All right, take it easy.